Hi, everybody. So I am here at home. I just finished my workday and I am Monday after Super Bowl tired. I am spent. But at the same time, I'm trying to think of ways in which I can kind of recollect myself and get ready for the rest of the week. It was that kind of a Monday where my computer shut down twice. I got out of meetings, like I had student meetings all day long, and it was just bumping me out of my meetings. I don't know, it was just that kind of a day. And here I am kind of recollecting myself, thinking what could be my best action plan to kind of get myself back together and practice some self care today. So, one thing that I came across a few years ago was this book, and it completely changed everything for me. This one is called Hygge, The Danish Art of Happiness. I had never come across anything like this before. Um, and I read about it. And after I read this book, I read some more and I looked for more information, and it transformed what it means to be indoors during the winter for me. So I come from Puerto Rico. I live in Minnesota right now. So it is a very big difference. And the first question that people always ask me is, why Minnesota? And I'm like, well, why not? I mean, I've lived my whole life in a tropical island. I don't love the hot. I don't love the heat at all. I love the cold. Um, but I really didn't understand all of the other things that come with winter. I had no idea what missing the sunlight would feel like. For me, it was, winter in Puerto Rico. It was my favorite time of the year because it gets colder, it gets cooler. Um, Days are shorter, so the nights are longer, and it's kind of I don't know, just the temperature goes down, and plus it's the most joyful and party mode time for everybody. So it's super cool. It's really cool to be in Puerto Rico during the winter time. But one thing that I didn't really realize was that I needed to change my way of existing to be able to survive winter in a place like this. Um, Number one, I don't have issues with the cold. I mean, I stood in line yesterday to buy donuts for about 15 minutes, and it was minus 35 degrees outside. Well, it felt like minus 30, 35. I didn't mind that at all. I don't mind the cold. I don't know if it's that I have like some sort of sensory issue or something where I just don't feel it. If I bundle up and dress with my boots, I cover my legs well and my hands. I do not feel the cold at all. But the one thing that I do know is that one thing that comes with winter is a lot of gray days, and I think that that was the part that I was not anticipating. Gray can affect me after some time. So when I came across Hygge, Hygge is the Danish word, it's a Danish word, and it represents a kind of mindfulness where you live present, you live in the moment, but you also cultivate happiness for yourself in whatever it is that you're doing. So I really enjoyed reading this book. It talks about how you can have Hygge with yourself. With reading a book, sitting by the firelight reading a book, how you can create Hygge around you with how you uh, set up your environment, the colors of your walls, the colors that you bring in with accessories, all of that is pretty cool. And I really love decorating and I love colors and I love setting up my space. So I think that that really changed winter for me. After I discovered Hygge, I didn't feel winter as hard and long as I did before. So the first few years it was really hard, but afterwards, um, when I discovered Hygge at around 2018, I really have had no issues at all. Um, come February, I do have one thing that I've noticed is that people get really antsy and kind of anxious, uh, short tempered, and it's something that really bothers me because it is my birthday month. So for me, it's like, come on, man, it's February. It's the best month of the year. So for me, it's like a little bit hard to see people be so not in a good mood. So that in that sense too, it's a little hard as an empath to really bring out my boundaries so that it doesn't affect me. But for the most part, I really love February. It's the month that leads into spring, and it's kind of like the last shot to really enjoy winter and enjoy being outdoors and doing stuff and kind of getting those winter storms going. It does get pretty cold, but I don't mind it as long as I don't need to be out there for long periods of time, which nobody really does. Um, so yeah, I wanted to share that. So how am I going to kind of recollect myself today and plan to have a better end of my day, earlier bedtime for sure. But I was thinking of maybe practicing some Hygge. And I would like for and love for anybody that can to recommend a good book to just curl up with. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking for something that I can curl up with that will warm my heart, because I have been reading a lot of books that are hard reads, social conscious books, and books about racism. I've also been doing some of my own teacher research. I was reading, and I'm looking this way because that's where my stack of books is at. I was reading Powerful Teaching and Retrieval Practice, which is something that I'm researching about. And I'm kind of like in the mood now. I'm like, okay, I want to stop and just read a good fiction that just helps me decompress, disconnect, and just go to a good warm place and something that just grips me and I can't put it down. I'm looking for that. So if anybody has any idea, comments, suggestions, please put them in the comments. Bye. And I hope everybody's having a good Monday after Super Bowl.